Hey everyone, Sean Murphy here with Living on the South Shore of MA. And if you've ever wanted to learn more about Scituate, Massachusetts, this is the video for you. I'm going to take you on a Google Maps tour and show you more of this amazing town that we have here on the South Shore. The point of these videos, we've done one already for Hingham, we've done one for Cohasset as well. The idea behind this video is to give you a very good idea as to where Scituate is on the South Shore, how far the commute might be to Boston in case you might be commuting, where it is in reference to the Cape, and then just some insights into the town, where the schools are, where the shopping district is, what the downtown looks like, what kind of amenities are in town, and of course, back to what I said, what are the commuting options into Boston? Because people are starting to commute back into the cities. So this is a very important piece to know if you might be thinking about moving to Scituate. So guys, if you are thinking about possibly relocating to Scituate, Massachusetts, or just want to learn a little bit more about the town, stay tuned. This is going to be a perfect video for you to learn more about what Scituate is like. All right, guys, now that I got the Google Maps up, you can see where we got Scituate here on the South Shore. So here is Scituate outlined in red. You can see, so we've done Hingham, we've done Cohasset. We haven't done Hull yet. Hull is right here. But Scituate, we're kind of working our way south away from Boston, going towards the Cape here. So, you know, you basically start off, you got Hingham, then Hull, then Cohasset, then Scituate, then it continues down Marshfield, Duxbury. And these are the towns that are on the coastline here. Scituate now, I have to say, Scituate is my favorite harbor of all of the towns on the South Shore. It has the best, most lively harbor with restaurants and bars and shops, and there's just a lot going on. The harbor itself has a ton of boats. A lot of fishing boats go out of there. A lot of private charter boats go out of there. It's a beautiful, beautiful harbor. It's a beautiful marina area, and the downtown is fantastic. So I'm just going to lay that out there to start. My favorite downtown and harbor of all of the towns here on the South Shore. Now, that being said, I don't even live there, but I love it. I live in another town on the South Shore here. But that being said, guys, you can see over here on the left, Scituate, just some Wikipedia facts right here. Population's around 19,000 people. That was back in 2020. So we're probably sticking around, 20,000, somewhere around there at most as of now. So a lot bigger than Cohasset, a little bit smaller than Hingham. Hingham has, a couple thousand more people, but it's still a pretty large town. So that being said, you can see the distance into Boston here. What I like to do is just give you some directions into Boston, Massachusetts. Let's start it in Scituate, though. Here we go. So, that being said, it is about, what time is it? It's about 2:30 on a Tuesday here. So this is not your normal commuting hours. But you can see, guys, if you're driving from Scituate, you got an hour-long drive. And this is from downtown Scituate. Keep that in mind. Scituate extends almost just past 3A here. But you've got about 53 minutes on this route. And then you've got an hour and 14 minutes if you kind of cut through some of these towns. But rush hour traffic, you could probably be hitting an hour and 15 minutes to an hour and 30 minutes if you're driving. Now, if you are taking the train, the Greenbush line, which leaves right out of Scituate, right here, you can see this down here in the bottom. It leaves right out of Scituate and goes straight into South Station, which then, and it actually goes a little higher than this. I don't know, the map just got cut off. But that takes you right to South Station, which then you can connect to a bunch of different places throughout the city. Now, you notice this purple line should extend all the way up here to South Station. I don't know what's going on with Google Maps right now. But guys, that's an hour and 15 minutes by train. So a lot of people that live in Scituate, they either go with the train so they don't have to deal with driving, or you can take the Hingham ferry that leaves right out of the Hingham shipyard here. So that ferry line, just like Cohasset, just like Hingham, a lot of people will take that right into Boston, and that's their commute. You've got depending on where in Scituate you are, you've got a 20-minute drive or so to that shipyard area. And then you've got about a 45-minute to 50-minute boat ride into the city. So those are really the two main options that people take: the train, the boat, but you can drive, of course, if you'd like to do that. So there you are for your commuting options into Boston. Now let's get back to the topic on hand, good old Scituate. So you can see Scituate takes up a lot of coastline here, has one of the most beautiful lighthouses in the area, which they're just redoing right now. We'll zoom in on that in a second. But you can see it takes up a good amount of square mileage here on the South Shore. 3A, the old highway, cuts right through it. So access in and out of Scituate, depending on where you are, access in and out is pretty simple. Now, that being said, there's a couple different parts to Scituate. You got Minot over here, and there's Minot Beach. You've got North Scituate. You've got the Greenbush area. You've got downtown Scituate, Peggotty Beach. There's a lot of different parts. And then, of course, you've got Hummerock Beach right over here, which is disconnected, but it's still part of Scituate. It extends all the way down here. It's a beautiful beach, which a lot of beach homes on that beach. A lot of people love going there. So that being said, guys, let's dive into Scituate a little bit, show you a little bit more to what it's got. So the first thing I want to mention, one part about living in Scituate is that you're pretty far away from some of the big shopping areas. Now, of course, you've got your grocery stores. There's a Shaw's in Cohasset, which is right here on 3A. You've got a grocery store right downtown in Scituate, but of course, like a lot of these local owned smaller grocery stores, the prices are a little bit more expensive, but you have that convenience factor of having a grocery store right downtown if you want to go there. Shaw's is typically where most people go. There's also a Stop and Shop right down here by Whitney Thayer Woods. So you do have plenty of grocery store options there. If you want to go to Whole Foods, which is a very popular destination for shopping, you're looking at going all the way over to the Derby Street shops over here, which is probably 20 to 30 minutes away, depending on where you are in Scituate. Now, I know a lot of these grocery stores deliver, but for those that like to do their own shopping, there you go. That's kind of where you would be going. You'd be going Shaw's, Stop and Shop, or Whole Foods. That is far away there. So let's zoom in. Let's get into that downtown Scituate area so I can show you what it's all about. So downtown Scituate Harbor is my favorite harbor, like I said, of all of the towns on the South Shore between Hingham, Cohasset, Duxbury, Marshfield. This by far is my favorite. It's just got a great inlet shape to it, and they did a really, really nice job of putting everything right on the water, right on the marina here. So if we zoom in a little bit more, might have gone in too far here, guys. There we go. Perfect. So here is the main downtown area. It's this drag right on Front Street here that goes right through the downtown. So it's not huge. But that being said, it's got a ton of restaurants, a ton of bars, a ton of little shops that, you know, when you've gone there once or twice, they literally become your favorite places in the world. My favorite coffee shop on the South Shore, just because of its location, is Lucky Finn. I'm going to show you this place right here. Lucky Finn is right here. It's this teeny tiny little coffee shop, but it's got this back deck off of here that on a nice fall, spring, summer day, when that sun is shining, you can just stare out at all the boats moving around at the harbor. You can see the lighthouse from here. Literally one of my favorite places to just sit and have a cup of coffee. Now, restaurant-wise, you've got the Mill Wharf. That's right on the water here. Huge destination for people when they're going to eat down in Scituate. You've got Salt Society, a little bit more upscale, really nice restaurant, great sushi, a lot of great drinks and food. Sam's right here on the harbor is a fantastic breakfast place. That's kind of the breakfast place in town. You've got the Vine Bar right here, which is the same owner as Barrel and Vine, which is a wine shop in Cohasset. She opened this up. It's a fantastic wine bar and restaurant. And right next door, there's going to be a new bakery opening up, sourdough bread-based bakery called Need, Knead, that I'm really excited about. But guys, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. A lot of different restaurants, very different than Hingham, very different than Cohasset. Just a very different feel because everything is built out along the harbor here. You've got a movie theater there. You've got an ice cream shop. You've got a lot of different spots to go check it out. But of course, check out this marina too. I mean, there's a ton of boats A lot of them are buoyed out here, but a lot of them are in these slips, and especially this one right here. A lot of charter fishing boats go out there. A lot of commercial fishing boats leave this harbor as well. It's just a really, really nice spot. One other thing I'll mention too, in the summertime, this Scituate Harbor gazebo, they have live music almost every weekend. I've taken my kids there. We just set up shop on this green area here, bring a couple beach chairs, sit there, enjoy the night. Sun sets at like 8 o'clock in the middle of the summer. It's a fantastic way to just hang out and have a really good time. All right, so let's zoom out a little bit. The other thing I want to show you, beaches. Now, Scituate has a couple of beaches, but some of them are fairly rocky. So if you're looking for a sandy beach, Peggotty, right here, right off of downtown area, is your best bet. If you do not live in Scituate, though, it's tough to get parking. The tiny little Peggotty parking lot here. If you do want to park there, you got to have a parking pass. They only have like 2 or 3 spots for visitors. So a majority of people that park here, you're going to need a town parking pass that you can only get if you live in town. But Peggotty is the best beach in the area. And any of you surfers that are watching this, you can kind of see there's a little surf break right out here. This is a very popular surf break at Peggotty, one of the more popular ones in Scituate. I've gone there a couple times. When those waves are going off, they are fantastic. Long paddle out there, but it's worth it. All right, let's get back to it. So there's Peggotty Beach. There's your first beach. I mentioned Hummerock. I'm trying to zoom out here. Hummerock Beach, way out here, which is fairly disconnected from the town of Scituate, but you have to cut off a 3A into Marshfield and then drive back down towards the ocean. Hummerock Beach, very popular beach in the summertime. This is kind of a mix of rocks and sand. Still a beautiful beach. You can see how big it is. It goes all the way down into Marshfield, where they call it Wrexham Beach, and then almost extends all the way out to Duxbury. It's a really, really, really long beach here. And then, of course, we're going to talk about what people call the Spit. Now, this area right off of the North River, this is the North River that goes in from the ocean under 3A. This side is Marshfield. This side is Scituate. This sandy area right here, this is what becomes the Spit. When there's low tide, all of this sand comes up. It's a huge sandbar. People park their boats right here. They anchor out or they pull it up on the sand, and they just spend the day on the beach. It's fantastic because it's huge, and people go out here and literally will spend an entire day at the Spit, just hanging out, bringing the kids, bringing the dogs, doing whatever they want. It's a really nice place. So if you are into boating, this is a destination. And if you live in Scituate, obviously, you can take your boat right out of that harbor, right past the lighthouse here, and just coast down the coastline here until you get to the Spit. It's fantastic. I've been out there a couple times. We've gone fishing around this area as well. It is gorgeous in the summertime. And then the last beach I will talk about. Actually, we got 2 more beaches to talk about. Egypt Beach. Egypt Beach is right here. Now, let me zoom in a little bit. Now, Egypt Beach, this whole coastline right here is very rocky. The beach is not that big. They do get some waves here, so if you are a surfer, this isn't a bad spot. Every now and then this will go off, but this is a very, very, very rocky beach. So it's not your typical sand beach, but this extends all the way up to North Scituate, and then we got into Minot Beach over here. This area, much more sandy. Let me get over here. Much more sandy, and this little spot right here, we're next to Well Rock. This is a pretty popular little area. You can park right here, North Scituate Beach parking here, more parking right here, and then just walk down the road. You do need a pass if you're going to park here. You can get away with it every now and then, but you just walk straight onto the beach. It is a great little beach. You can see the pathway right here. It's a great little beach area, not big. There's no amenities whatsoever, no bathrooms, but it's a nice little spot. So those are your beaches here in Scituate, guys. A lot of coastline, as you can see, though. Huge amount of coastline. Great to drive through if you're just going for a nice drive during the day as well. Now, I'm going to show you one of my favorite areas of Scituate, mainly because it's right near the beach. It's right near the ocean, and a lot of the houses, no matter where you are in this neighborhood, you can see the water. So this is what's known as the Sand Hills area of Scituate. It extends from the lighthouse, which is right down here, all the way almost up to North Scituate. But you can see all of these roads right here: Turner Road, Wampatuck, Kenneth, Marion, 11th Avenue, 10th Avenue, and they keep going down. A lot of these houses were old school beach cottages that people would come to in the summertime, but now there are year-round residences, and they are just quiet, fantastic, family-oriented little neighborhoods here. They don't get a lot of traffic. You can walk down to the ocean. And what you don't realize is how close you are to downtown. A lot of people that live in this area now are starting to get these little golf carts that are street legal, and they'll just, say you're on Kenneth Road, you can just, zoomed in by accident. Sorry about that. You can just zoom down Kenneth Road right to Oceanside Drive, and then you just cut straight down Jericho right to downtown. It is a fun little way to get to downtown, to traverse around this area during the summertime. But this is one of my favorite areas. A lot of families in here, a lot of kids, a lot of bike rides. And then in the summertime, you just have straight access to everything. You're close to everything. It's fantastic. Now, let's talk about price range. So, Scituate, you are really going to range anywhere from, we could say the lowest, probably 400, 450. I mean, and we're going all the way up to the multi-million dollar range, depending on where the house is. You got a lot of houses here off on First Cliff that are very expensive, Second Cliff as well, Third Cliff as well. These houses are up on these bluffs that are just overlooking the ocean, and they are gorgeous. Huge, newly renovated, fully updated. They're beautiful homes. So some of those can go all the way upwards of, $4 million, $5 million, $6 million. So you've got a really wide range here in Scituate. But at the lower end of things, you can find definitely some affordable homes that you could not find in Cohasset or Hingham, which is really good to have. Scituate is a great town, great family town. Schools are fantastic. And like I said, you just have access to everything, all the shops, all the restaurants, all the beaches, the marinas, the fishing, everything. It's a great town to live in. Now, that being said, let's go through the schools here. So I just pulled up Wampatuck Elementary School. That is one of 4 elementary schools in Scituate. Now, all of these schools are very, very well rated. Scituate has great public school system. It's right up there with Cohasset. It's right up there with Hingham. They have a fantastic school system. So there is one Wampatuck school that is near the Sand Hills area, which I was just talking about. Another one is Hatherley, which is right over here, a little bit further down the road. Another one is Cushing Elementary School, which is right over by the high school and the middle school. And then the last one you got here, guys, is Jenkins Elementary School. Now, this one is close to downtown. So 4 elementary schools, 1 middle school, 1 high school. Now, let me get back to the high school and middle school campus. This is a beautiful high school and middle school campus. They just redid a lot of this property. The Gates Middle School is almost all brand new. They put in a bunch of tennis courts, basketball courts. They have some, old tennis courts right here. Brand new high school football field. This is a huge brand new baseball field. And then they got another 2 fields right next door to it. So really nice athletic complex here, guys. Really nice campus. It's really well done, and they just redid a lot of this over the past 5 years. So it is new. It is really, really nice. There are your schools. You got 4 elementary schools, 1 middle school, and 1 high school, all very highly rated. The town of Scituate has some great, great academics. Now, recreation wise, let's talk about it. So there's 1 public golf course in town right here, Widow's Walk. Now, I've played this a couple times. It's a cool course, but it's narrow. Get ready to lose a lot of balls if you're not great like I am. I can swing the clubs, I can play, but I'm not the best player in the world. But then you also have the Scituate Country Club. That is a private club right down here off of the Third Cliff. And then if I scroll up a little bit, we're going back over to the North Scituate area. Here we are. This is where the Hatherley Country Club is, another private club. This is kind of the premier one in town. It's beautiful. All of these holes on this end of the north end of the course here have views of the marshland and kind of the Cohasset harbor coming out of there. It's beautiful. So, guys, that's kind of the rundown on the town of Scituate. Again, one of my favorite, if not the favorite of mine, when it comes to the harbor, when it comes to the downtown area. They just have such a vibrant, lively downtown walkable area where you can walk to the lighthouse, you can walk to the beach, you can walk to all these shops and stores. One big parking lot for everybody that there usually is always a parking space for. Now, the last thing I'm going to show you is just its proximity to the Cape. So let's get back down to Scituate, to downtown Scituate, that is. And let's get some directions. Let's go to Hyannis. I always go to Hyannis. That is kind of a central location on the Cape. And it also is where a lot of ferries will leave, or even flights if you're flying out to the islands, but most of the ferries will leave from there. So you can see the drive from downtown Scituate is about an hour and 5 minutes. So it's not super close, but it's also not super far. During the summertime, you got some rush hour out to the Cape. This could be upwards of 2 hours, upwards of 3 hours even. So you got to obviously time out your drive the right way, but hour and 5 minutes, you're 52 miles away from Hyannis. Not too bad when it comes to summertime trips out to the Cape. So, guys, that is Scituate, Massachusetts. I appreciate you hanging in there for that whole video, but any questions about the town of Scituate, about any nearby towns, of course, always send us an email, send us a message. We can help you out with anything that you need. But of course, check out the other videos. We did these same videos on Hingham. We did them on Cohasset, and I'm going to be doing some more on some of the surrounding towns as well. So thank you as always for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If there's anything that we can help you with, feel free to reach out. You can put in the comments below. You can send us an email, or you can sign up for a Zoom call with us to just kind of explore some more questions if you have them. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys soon.